Hi everyone. So, please excuse me if I look a little bit, I don't know, dazed. I haven't been up for too long. Yes, up, because, what time is it now? Can't look on my, it's 5:34 in the morning, guys. So my third day being successful, getting up before 6, let's say. Well, I was up before this. I've been up since 5, so maybe more technically, third successful day getting up between 2 and 5 there. Yeah. Kind of glad today that I don't have to do the exercise with my husband as early. Yes, I've done 2 days already. I've been successful going and doing his workout with him. I tell you what though, my body is really telling me, you know, I'm not ashamed to say I'm not fit at all, and my body keeps reminding me every moment of the day now just how unused to this workout kind of body I am. Like the baby can't even lean on my thighs anymore, and I don't scream sometimes because it really hurts. Anyway, so hi Cynthia, hi, you're up. Did you sleep well? Okay, so today is going to be a little bit different. Maybe I'll do a live reading later, but today I was going to walk you through a reading I've already done not too long ago. I only did this reading not yesterday, but the day before, 2 days ago. It was a requested reading. Somebody DM'd me and said, oh, have you ever done this? And I said, actually, no, I haven't. So I decided to do it, and I thought it was worth sharing with you guys. And it's also a good way for me to kind of introduce you to the 9-card box spread reading of the Lenormand cards, and give you an idea of how I come up with what I do, and when I refer to different readings, this is why this is how I get my information. So I'll just quickly show you. So I've got 9 cards ready up on the fridge here for you to demonstrate. But firstly, we're going to go through the 3 tarot cards I got and the 3 corresponding Lenormand cards I got for them. And the question is, well, there's 2 questions. The first one we'll go through is Gulf to Tulle, and the second one will be vice versa. But it's basically about how they feel about each other, or how they're feeling about the situation with Mew. So, yeah, as I said, I'll start with the one for Gulf. So how does Gulf currently feel about Tulle? And remember, this was, the spread was done 2 days ago. I am just showing you guys the results of it. And it is honest. I sent the raw work to the person who asked, so they can say that, you know, this is all what I said to them when I did it. Right, so the tarot cards I got for the question, how does Gulf currently feel about Tulle? I got the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords, and the Fool. They were the 3 cards that came up. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I was going to try and... Hang on a sec, guys. I was going to see if I could flip the screen. Apparently you can, but... I'm not sure. What's that? No, that's not it. I don't see it. It's not an obvious one. Like, I looked it up and it said you just have to hit stars and then find flip, but I don't even have a way to search the effects, so I can't do that. But when it does come to the one on the wall, I'll just flip the camera normally. Anyway, so the three tarot cards. 4 of Pentacles, or coins, saving money, security, frugality, and financial control. And 4 of Swords, meditation, retreat, solitude, rejuvenation, relaxation, recuperation. The Fool, new beginnings, possibilities, innocence, spontaneous, optimistic, blind faith, adventure, pleasure, and trust in life. So all together in a nutshell, so I don't take too long on this, basically it looks like what Gulf is currently thinking about Tool, based on these cards, is based around mostly them traveling together, the travel buddy aspect, but also work comes into it later. But anyway, this says, in the past, Gulf saw Tool as a frugal traveler who was skilled about saving money and controlling his financial situation despite traveling so often. So that was probably something he thought like Mew would benefit from, because he would get to go on trips for a lot less than maybe he would if he had to organize it himself, for example. Currently he is thinking that Tool's main reason for traveling with Mew is for relaxation, recuperation, retreat, maybe even healing, as we've been saying. Like it's a form of healing for Mew, a way to keep him balanced. And in the future, the Fool, he will still probably think this way, but also believe that Tool is being optimistic and seems to have blind faith and trust in things working out in his favour between him and Mew, or possibly thinking that things being easily fixed or solved by them going on spontaneous trips now and then. So, according to the cards, it's possible that Gulf thinks what we think, which is that Tool thinks that everything is okay as long as they go on trips, because that's what Mew likes. As long as they keep going on trips and Mew has the time of his life, has that aspect of he only lives once and he gets to travel the world, he's not going to have enough time to keep dwelling on things that may make his mind wander and possibly, you know, go to the what ifs and regret and things like that. Okay, and I got 3 Lenormand cards to clarify those cards as well. I got Clover, Market, and Stork. So Clover is like good luck, but it's only a little bit of good luck. It's like a 4-leaf clover. So good luck, opportunities, happy moments, chance, surprises, serendipitous encounters, and then of course Market, which is work or place of work, or can also include craft, career, and profession. And then Stork. Stork is a moving card. So Stork is usually it means positive changes on the horizon most of the time, but it can also mean, especially in a love reading, it can mean moving on. It can also mean some sort of improvement, whether it be through good or bad things happening, or upgrade, recovery, progress, renewal, renovation, change. It depends the cards surrounding it. So in this case, matching them up, so Clover and Market, I got light-hearted worker or a lucky opportunity at work. Market and Stork is work transformation or change, so something changes to do with work. And Clover and Stork, the last combination, change in luck, or possibly not taking changes in luck seriously. So things are changing and you notice them, but you think, oh, it'll be fine, we'll just adapt to whatever happens, and then luck that doesn't last, lastly. So in a nutshell, Gulf sees their happy business vlogging trips and any other couple work that they get to do as something Tool has been very lucky to do with Mew so far. But he also sees that this luck and all the work they've been getting as a couple, or it depends on the month, doesn't it? Because some months, like February, they had lots and lots and lots of work, and then other months they have none or very little. And it's possible they've been taking this lightheartedly, thinking that, oh, we have all the time in the world to do couple work, you know. Or maybe it's even talking about, you know, like how Mew keeps saying that, oh, we've got lots and lots of offers to do a show together. You know, this is lighthearted, right? Because they're not really acting on it. And, well, Gulf thinks this is about to change. Their luck with this, or in Tool's case mostly, is about to change. So this is what Gulf feels about Tool right now, according to the tarot and the 3 clarification cards. Now, getting on to the more interesting part of this today. So, let me just, nobody's saying anything yet. Okay, good. So I'll flip the camera. And we'll set it up here. Okay. So, these cards here, this is what we're working with. And as I said, I did this reading 2 days ago, but this will help for me to explain like how I get what I get out of these cards. So we have mice, stars, stork, cross or burden, man. This will be, in this case we're talking about Gulf, so this is Gulf, bear, sun, rider, clover. So to get the overall feeling of the situation, we're going to start with the corners. The overall feeling, 4 corners combined. So we have mice, stork, sun, clover. As a story put together, in the past, Tool's time with Mew was very little or taken away, because this is mice, so that they didn't have much opportunity to be together in the past. But this has changed, and they've been living lately, having more opportunities to work and travel together, which is covered by stork. And this is the success they have had, which is the sun means success. So the success that these trips have and work together has brought them is something Gulf thinks won't last and could be running out. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now. Now, we're not finished, because in Lenormand it's all about really analysing the cards every which way you can. So we're going to mirror the cards. So first of all, we're going to go mice, clover, which can mean decaying luck, to remain lighthearted in the face of loss. You could say they remain lighthearted in the face of loss of some fans, like Waanjai and other fans that didn't like the change. And yeah, that's what I said. God possibly thinks Tool's luck is not going to last. And the loss of money, because of fans walking away and possibly losing connection with Mew. And it could have them, so stork and sun now, stork and sun. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes here, sorry if I sound a little bit confused. Stork and Sun is finding joy in a transformation of change. So it could, they were happy at first, but matched with these, it could have them regretting feeling and acting so lighthearted and carefree about it all in the end. Okay, then now we go past cards. So past cards are Mice, Cross, Sun. So in this case, mice can mean stress, anxiety, or something slowly being taken away. Cross or burdens, suffering, fate. Sun can be success, happiness, and clarity. So together, in the past, Gulf may think that Tool being with Mew was a very unhealthy ideology. Mice and Cross together. But Tool was facing a great loss or amount of suffering and possibly sacrifice to be with Mew. And despite all the negativity surrounding them, he still found some joy, and his efforts seemed to pay off, or at least they have until now, with them being somewhat happy and successful, Cross and Sun together. But that happiness is declining or coming to an end when we match Mice with Sun. Okay, so that's the past. Present cards. So present is the middle column, Stars, Man or Gulf in this case, and Rider. So stars can be hopes, dreams, destiny, guidance, like looking up to the stars. If you picture looking up to the stars in hope. Of course, I said Gulf. Man is Gulf in this case. Rider can be news, messages, or something arriving quickly. So these cards together now. Presently, Gulf may be hoping for destiny to step in for him and bring him some good news regarding his connection with Mew, possibly Tool. So Gulf is hoping for things to improve between him and Mew, or even him and Tool, if you say they all want to like just be the way they used to be, as friends, as colleagues, whatever. And maybe he is waiting on good news to arrive about that possibility, possibly even waiting for Tool to extend the olive branch, so to speak, for him to reach out and say, you know, let's be friends again in public, which would be happy news. Stars with Rider then, happy news. Future cards. How will Gulf feel about Tool in the future? So Stork, Bear, Clover. Changing, transitions, moving forward. Bear can be strength, authority, protection, or sometimes control, like overbearing. Clover, good luck, opportunities, happy moments, chances, surprises, serendipitous encounters. So Gulf thinks whatever this change is that's coming, it's going to feel overpowering. And at first, Gulf may think that Tool may not take that seriously, thinking that this change won't last. So it doesn't sound like a positive change if he's thinking it's not going to last. Let's say that. Or it may be a positive change and Gulf doesn't think it will last, like agreed with the other cards we got with the 3 clarification cards. Okay, so we've done the past, present, future. Now we're going to move on to weighing on his mind. So things, inner thoughts, basically. So we have Mice, Stars, and Stork. It looks like Gulf is worried about the future regarding Tool and how this change could affect him, his hopes, dreams, and destiny, meaning Gulf, how it can affect him. So that's mice and stars together. It also looks like this will be a positive change for Golf. It will be a positive change for Golf because we got stars with Stork. But he will still be a bit anxious about it, or nervous, because it could be like really life-changing perhaps. And about it, he's also worried about it being possibly harmful or unhealthy, possibly for his career, maybe moving forward. He's worried about how it's going to affect that. Or if he's not thinking about himself, it could even be that he's thinking it could be unhealthy for Tull and Mew as well. Okay, middle section is the reality, so what's actually happening. We have Cross, Man, Bear. The possible reality is that this coming change is not a matter of luck, as Golf thinks, but it's running out for Tull as a matter of fate or destiny, which is stepping in for Golf, and he will be protected because its destiny is on his side. And while Tull may suffer as a result, or if you switch it the other way around, it could be Golf may suffer as a result. But this is about how Golf feels about Tull, not about how Golf is feeling about himself. So it's more likely that he thinks Tull may suffer as a result of destiny stepping in one day in his favor. Oh dear, somebody just woke up. Sorry guys, I didn't think she'd be waking up that soon. Alright, so moving on to hidden influences. Things that are influencing the situation sort of subconsciously for Golf and Tull, I suppose. Hidden influence cards. So we have Sun, Rider and Clover. Victorious news of the two and Tull's ambition is what's influencing the situation when this change may occur. Tull's lucky chance for travelling and or going on an adventure with Mew is possibly stalling things from moving forward with Golf, which brings a small happiness to Tull as a result. That's how I got it. Okay, and then we move on to knighting the cards. Now knighting, if you think of chess, the knight in chess, so it would be going like, for example, the first knighting is Stars and Sun. So from Stars, we go 1 over and down 2. So like the L shape, a knight, and what do they call those? A knight chess piece makes. That's a knighting. So Stars and Sun, desiring happiness, following happiness, success. Stars and Clover is the next one, this way. Belief that all will turn out as it should, trusting in luck. Then we have Bear Mice, this one, like that. Bear Mice, a corrupt leader or boss or decaying strength. Bear Sun, the other way. Positive leader overcome by search for happiness. Honey. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, overcome by search for happiness. Bear Sun. So I think it's more likely that is what this card is talking about. Overcome by the search for happiness, which means they haven't really found happiness yet. Rider mice. Where are we? Rider mice up here. Lost message or stressful news. Rider stork this way. News about changes. Cross stalk this way. Change dealing with suffering or responsibility, creating change. And lastly, cross and clover, which is taking morals and responsibilities lightly. So as a story, all these knighting cards put into a story, starting with the star to the sun. Golf desires happiness with Mew in his life. He dreams about happiness with Mew in his life. And this could be together or platonic. Keep that in mind. And puts his trust and belief in luck. So stars and clover. That things will work out the way they should. So he believes that when the time comes, he will have Mew back in his life, in the public eye. He could feel that while Tool tries to appear protective or positive for Mew in search of their happiness, he lets his corrupt or twisted thinking, let's say, take over, which results in him losing strength and control. Bear and mice. This results in all the mixed up cover stories and possibly lies being spread over the media, which could prevent any news of positive change being said. So anything positive towards for golf is being prevented from even being mentioned at the moment because of all the hype about the couple, in other words. If there is any positive action happening towards golf, that is. Which leaves golf and possibly even Mew suffering the consequences of the news of those changes being postponed. But it feels like golf thinks Tool doesn't care about him or Mew suffering. He doesn't care if it causes him and Mew and possibly even the fans, us, to suffer the more these changes are postponed. Okay, so in summary, altogether, golf thinks Tool may have been good for Mew at first, but things have changed and he now sees what could be an unhealthy attachment or codependency, you could say, or overbearing, maybe even aggressive at times, dynamic that lacks balance and control. He thinks so far Tool has been lucky with everything regarding their couple works and travel, but lucky, but that streak of luck is due to come to an end soon. Changes are on the horizon, and possibly they are not in Tool's favour. So for now, all he can do is put his trust in the universe that he knows is on his side, and just trust that things will turn out the way they are meant to be in divine timing. Okay? So that is how golf is currently feeling about Tool. How is that, everybody? Could everybody follow that okay? So this is like the first attempt of me of trying to help talk you through a reading. Yeah, the problem is I have to keep looking down at a screen for my notes. That's why I sound a little bit dithery, like not sure of what I'm even saying, because I'm following a script. I couldn't possibly do this without, unless it was a reading on the spot. But even then I'd be looking I'd be even worse then, because I'd be having to look up the meanings on the spot as well. So it's better to do it in past tense this way. But yeah, so that was the interesting reading I got about how Gulf feels about Tool. Now, alright, so yeah, I've got, oh, thanks, Cynthia. So I have got the other reading, which is the other way round, how Tool currently feels about Gulf, which it gets a little bit interesting, guys, because of the cards involved. I think it'll be more visually interesting for you as well because of the cards involved. But you will have to give me a minute to set it all up is all, because I could only set up one at a time. What's up? So firstly, again, like we started with the tarot cards, I pulled 3 tarot cards for Tool. So let me find them. Or if you trust me enough, we can just skip me showing you the card and I'll just tell you what it was. So in Tool's case, currently feeling about Gulf, I got 7 of Pentacles or coins, which can mean long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, investment. Present card, so past, present, future. So the second card was 9 of Swords, anxiety, worry, fear, depression, insomnia, hopelessness, trauma, despair. Sounds very sad. The third card was 7 of Swords, betrayal, deception, getting away with something, acting strategically, and trickery. Now, just before I go on, him getting that card in regards to Gulf, hey, don't touch, please. You know better than that. Don't touch Mummy's stuff, please. With Tool getting this card in regards to Gulf, somehow he is thinking that it's Gulf who is getting away with something or acting strategically. But with the card that it's with, the other card,
the big one.
Can you please go and watch Bluey?
No.
It basically takes that to thinking that he's possibly feeling guilty because that's what he's doing, basically. That's how it came about. Anyway, these 3 cards put together in a bit of a summary. So in the past, Tool saw Gulf as a hard-working, diligent and promising Nong or younger brother in the industry who has managed to achieve sustainable results due to his long-term perspective on investments and making an effort to continuously improve oneself. That's how he feels about Gulf in the past. That was the 7 of Pentacles or coins. Presently, however, the cards seem to hint that Gulf is a source of stress, anxiety, deep-seated worry that can lead to sleepless nights and a sense of hopelessness for Tool. It could be said that Tool is suffering emotional or mental distress over Gulf's mere existence. I shouldn't laugh, sorry. Or maybe more so past memories with Mew that still exist and continue to be celebrated. So in other words, Tool is still very insecure about Gulf's influence in Mew's life, past, present and future, with that 9 of Swords. So if you know what the 9 of Swords card kind of looks like, yeah, it's like it's somebody in bed with swords above them. It's not a nice thing. Basically, it's a nightmare card or insomnia card. So it's really, yeah, how that card came up for Tool in regards to how he feels about Gulf. Yeah, I don't think it could possibly be the other way around where he thinks that Gulf is suffering that much. I don't think Tool would care enough to even consider that. So that's why straight away it seems like that's what is happening with Tool. Of course, everybody, these are cards again, so if you don't believe in cards, you're better off just thinking I'm talking nonsense. Where was I? So presently, no, that was presently, sorry. So in the future, this could lead to the mental stress and emotional hardship, let's say, that he's going through as a result of these thoughts about golf, is self-imposed, possibly through guilt, as I said, for what he has been doing on the sly to manipulate the situation, and maybe Till knows he is not being fair and honest with Mew or Golf by doing so. That's what I got from those cards. Then I got 3 clarification cards, the Lenormand cards. Actually, no, there were 4 cards. I got 4 cards because the Rider and the House came out. 2 cards came out together. So the 4 cards we got was Moon, Cross, Rider, House. Moon can be emotion, fame, deep feeling. Cross can be burden, suffering, fate, destiny. Rider can be news messages, something arriving quickly, and House can be your comfort zone, your home, stability, and personal life. For that we got Till's feelings about golf currently seem to bring nothing but negative emotions and mental trauma into Till's mind. If we match the Moon with the Cross, which is burden. Even if you were to say that the Cross could mean destiny in this case as well, it's not in his favour. And this is mostly likely a result of guilt from contributing to their separation, that is Mew and Golf's separation, whether done with intention or not, and possibly due to finding out about some disapproving family members on either side as well, which is Rider and House. So news from home basically is Rider and House, and yeah, to me that kind of read like he could find out that not every family member is actually in approval of this connection he has with Mew. So Moon and Cross, putting them all together, Moon and Cross, suffering from emotions or deep suffering. Moon and Rider, message from subconscious or about emotions. Moon and House, family influence on subconscious, feelings about family. Cross and Rider, painful message, which is why I said could be, you know, that he found out that family is not as supportive as he thought. Difficulties or news of suffering. Because if it was the other way, what's suffering? Golf's not suffering at all because of the news, is he? Cross House, family can be a burden, suffering inside family, as I said. Rider in House, home announcement, welcoming visitors to the home or going to visit home. So with the House card also involved, it reminds us of the possibility that not all Mew and Till's family members may be in support of their connection, of their relationship. And as tough as he has become in the face of adversity, it seems the constant disapproval of him being with Mew is not from just fans. And this disapproval, plus the daily reminders, connections and memories shared and celebrated on social media, you know, by us, or in person with lots of sunflower bouquets, or even the presence of Waanjai in their cafe or at their events, you know, the brave Waanjai who go to their couple events to support Mew, etc. This could all be actually affecting him more than he cares to admit. This is what I got from those cards. Okay, so the 9-card spread. It's going to be too confusing if I just keep reading, so let me just take a moment to to set it up. In just a few moments. Shouldn't be too long about it because I do have a map to follow. Quick. Need that one. Let's just say that, yeah, the cards that came out, the two of the cards that came out was Spirit, which is a very strong card, and the Incense Burner, which kind of goes along with what we were saying with the tarot cards about him really like suffering, like he really has to cleanse his mind of Gulf's involvement and stuff. There it is. What else have we got? Heart. Quick, what are we doing here? Birds, where are you? Birds there. Okay. That's all of them, so the man again. Now, in this reading, I'm pretty sure the woman is Gulf, because, well, if it's not Gulf, there's so many possibilities, but the last one I think it is Mew. Let's just say that. Luckily this masking tape isn't going to damage my cards too much. I've got, come on now. I know this is boring for a lot of people. It's not going to be boring though, guys, I'm telling you. Well, I might make it a little bit more, less thrilling than it is, but these are some interesting cards. And Spirit, Woman, this is the Woman card. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that this will be talking about Gulf, also because of the cards surrounding it. Because if you notice, so this is the Incense Burner up here. Oh, you can't even see, guys. Hang on, I'll reposition the camera. You all good there? Yep, good. 6 of you, wow. So grateful for you guys coming to watch live. Alright. Wait. Oh. Of course. Sorry guys, just talking to myself there. Okay, there we go. Alright, so back over here. So, we have Incense Burner. Incense Burner can be cleaning, clearing, dispersing, saying and banishing negative or unwanted energies, or the Smoke and Fume card. And if you can see in the picture, there's the eye behind it as well, which also makes it seem like, you know, intuitive and spiritual focused. Woman can be a woman literally, or a significant other, or feminine feminine person. So it doesn't have to be a woman. We say it represents Gulf because if you think about Mew and Gulf as twin flames, then Mew is the masculine, the divine masculine, and Gulf is the divine feminine. So that's how we get around thinking that Gulf could be the woman. Spirit, it's like the third eye chakra, what your eyes cannot see. Intuition, spirit, can be like entity or ghost, and destiny. Now this card, when this card pops up, I was listening to the maker of this deck the other day explain these extra cards, and this one, when this pops up, it's like it's talking to you. This is serious. When spirit comes up, there's something you really need to pay attention to. So that's why I said that this spread is a little bit more interesting. Heart can be love, compassion, true feelings, charity, can be anything to do with any form of love. Man in this case is Tool. This is Tool here in the center. Whip and broom. So whip can be conflict, arguments, repetitive cycles. Birds usually means communication, but it can also mean nervous energy or gossip, or sometimes this can also stand like the social media card as well. Depends which card it's linked with. This is the bed card. Now, this can mean, you know, outright what you're thinking. Sex, basically, or sexuality. But it can also mean things like sleeping or lying in bed, taking a break, siesta, relaxing, unwinding, cooling off, putting a situation to rest, intimate self or intimate relations or private matters. Or it can even just mean like feeling too lazy to do anything, or comfort zone. Comfort zone is a big meaning of this card as well. So yeah, it may not mean straight out what we think bed relates to, but sometimes it can. I did have a little bit of difficulty deciding which it meant, because obviously there really isn't any indication of Mew being here, unless he is the woman. But even then, yeah. Anyway, we'll explain as we go along. And last one was ship. So ship is travel, distance, or possibly even longing. I think probably definitely traveling in this case. But I may have gone into some other aspect later, I can't remember. So let's just get on with it. So fully as a story, the four corners: incense burner, spirit, birds, ship. So Tool possibly feels like his mind is in great need of a cleanse to banish away negative or unwanted energies from his and Mew's environment. Now remember, I did this reading 2 days ago, so this was like when they were in the thick of their traveling, the thick of their trip. So this was like based on what they were thinking on the trip. So it also goes along with what I said about on the live video about how they were feeling about the trip, how we said that Tool was how we said that Mew was basically focusing on getting things out of his mind. Well, Tool with this basically seems to do the same. Both of them wanted to clear their minds, give their minds a rest of what was happening back at home, basically, for a while. They should focus on communication with Mew. This is Tool. Tool should focus on communication with Mew about how to improve the situation and possibly clear the air between them behind closed doors. So behind closed doors is the aspect I got from this card. Or possibly how to even come clean about things that haven't been seen or revealed to the public about their past. So coming clean like on social media about stuff. Whatever the case, like Mew, Tool also seems to be using this traveling trip travel to escape and clear his mind for a while. Okay, so that's the overall picture I got on that day. Mirrored cards. Incense burner and ship together can mean relaxing, healing, recuperating, meditating, and mind clearing while on a trip or literally overseas. So that's why we're talking about them being on the trip. Spirits and birds. Discussion or gossip about what could be happening behind closed doors, and or the constant talk of destiny. So yeah, basically, you know, what their fans are gossiping about, what other fans are talking about them on social media. That's basically what that is. So they want to go on the trip to clear their minds of what everyone is saying, gossiping and talking about them. Past cards. So incense burner, heart, birds. And remembering, this is how Tool feels about golf too. So golf, it's more likely about destiny in that case, because that would have golf involved as well. Anyway, so the past cards. In the past, Tool had a clear mind about golf. So, yeah, he had a clean mind. He had a clear mind about golf. He knew that there were true feelings at play between him and Mew, what this heart card represents in this case. And he worried and felt anxious about any possibility that he had a chance with Mew himself. Present cards. Woman, man, bed. Yes, I know, guys, straight away you think that, but let me explain. So presently Tool is probably thinking he is ahead of the competition, possibly, you know, with his competitive mindset about everything. He thinks he's possibly ahead of the competition with golf, simply because he is the one sharing a bed with Mew right now. Or Mew right now. I went like that because we're saying this is golf. But if it's Mew, it still fits, right? So, yeah. But at the same time, he wonders if Mew was more comfortable with golf. That's what's on his mind, as we'll get to it in a minute. Inner thoughts, what's weighing on his mind. So, to me, if this card was Mew as well, it would be him thinking, is Mew comfortable? Is Mew really as comfortable as he thinks with him in that way? Or if it's golf, he could be thinking the same thing. Is golf better off in this position, basically? So no matter who the card is, it still kind of reads the same. Gets to the same conclusion. Future cards. Spirit, whip, and ship. So remembering what these cards mean, putting them together, it looks as though the constant talk of future, destiny, soulmates, twin flames, etc. of MewGulf will continue to cause conflict and arguments between them, meaning Tool and Mew, and in the end possibly cause them to distance or maybe even separate from each other. This card can also mean that. Or it could just cause them to keep going on trips, because Tool is in constant need of having to clear the air of golf. Weighing on his mind's cards. Incense burner, woman, spirit. What he subconsciously knows, or not subconsciously, but what's on his mind is that Mew truly feels something about golf. He kind of knows this. Whether it's that way or whether it's another way, he knows that he misses him. He knows that his absence in his life has taken a huge toll on him. That's what Tool knows. And he also possibly knows that they are lacking true feeling. Possibly. He possibly knows, like, what Mew had with Gulf, he will never have. Yeah, just insecurity. Tool is very insecure. Like, did he have that with Gulf? Will he ever have what Gulf had from Mew? That's kind of what's weighing on his mind here. If this card was Mew again, same thing. He's wondering, is Mew really as happy as he seems with him? Is he really meant to be with him? Fate, destiny. Does he need to keep clearing the air with Mew? But he is aware that Tool is trying to banish these wandering thoughts from his mind, see? So, Incense Burner and Woman. He's trying to banish these wandering thoughts from his mind, but he is aware that Destiny and Hope still stands on Gulf's side, if this card is Gulf, with all the connections that Gulf will always own a special place in Mew's heart. Reality cards, moving on, reality cards. So, Heart, Tool, Whip. Tool loves being with Mew, obviously. Tool loves being with Mew. But the reality of what Gulf's existence is doing to their relationship, which I've worded karmic relationship here, has possibly turned a wonderful connection and friendship into a toxic and aggressive state. Now, when I say aggressive, I don't necessarily mean physically aggressive. Just keep that in mind. But there are many forms of aggression. Or you might even say... No, I won't say that. You guys figure it out. You can connect the dots, what I'm trying to say, without saying it. Anyway, the subject of Gulf or MewGulf, or even Waanjai, is possibly causing a lot of conflict and arguments over and over and over on a regular basis between Mew and between Mew and Tool. So it's very possible. First thing that comes to my mind is that Tool is the reason. Tool is the main particular reason that Mew and Gulf are not talking on social media, are not even appearing to be friends after the great connection they had, are completely acting like they don't exist in each other's world. Tool is the main reason for that. And because of that, because of this, Destiny, Spirit, because we keep getting all these coincidences happening between Mew and Gulf, and because Waanjai is so strong-spirited as well, we keep talking about them, and so it causes a lot of conflict and disagreements and arguments between Mew and Tool. Tool, because of his insecurity, he may question Mew about his influence or his part in this. You know, if he is doing it all knowingly, it's possible that Tool doesn't like it, and Mew is constantly telling him it's for the best. You know, we can keep all the fans hooked by me doing this, or something like that. Or if he's absolutely not doing that, and it really is fate and destiny and coincidence and one-day universe, etc., then his insecurity is even more so heavy, because he's like, well, you know, with all this happening, if you really have nothing to do with it, then, you know, there's something. This means something. I should be paying attention to this. So, yeah, that's kind of where I went with all these cards in that regard. Now, these last three cards. So, hidden influences. Hidden influences that are happening anyway. And bringing back the idea again that this is how Tool feels about Gulf, right? So despite what he's thinking and what the reality is, subconsciously this is what's influencing his thoughts. So birds, bed, ship. The hidden influences that make Tool feel these negative things about golf could possibly be a mixture of gossip and rumour, and constant talk of destiny, and MewGulf as a couple who will reunite one day. So his insecurity could totally be contributed to by all this talk on social media about MewGulf. Or about golf, if you want to say not MewGulf but golf, then that's possible as well. And this is also birds and ship together, because reuniting one day would also mean separation. Maybe some mixed signals and misunderstandings, or lack of true feeling and intimacy, with incompatibility across many factors in real life, but many try to romanticize what they have and only make him feel what they lack more. So all the talk on social media, all the chatter, all the nervous gossip, all the nervous chatter and gossip. So this can be from their fans and also from people who are not happy with it, talking about things that are not happening. In the case of shippers, it would be talking about things that possibly are not happening. They may not be as close and cozy as they think they are in the bedroom, or in other ways perhaps. And when he sees that, then the reality of what's going on in the present comes to haunt him, because it's just not there. It doesn't match their fantasies or thoughts. It could also be the other way, where what we think is happening behind the scenes with Mew, longing for golf, etc., may not be happening as well. It can be that way as well. But we don't know, because they don't show it. They don't show it in public, so we don't know. This one. Or the need to constantly have a trip planned to keep Mew happy, relaxed and comfortable. So this is where the bed may come in with a different meaning. So constantly having to keep Mew happy in the comfort zone. It could mean that because this is what Tool sort of subconsciously is aware of. Tool is thinking that no, Tool is not thinking. Tool is subconsciously thinking that Mew is only happy because of the trips. And it's probably very true, because like I said, he seems very on edge and almost heading for that burnout feeling once again when they don't have a trip, when they don't go on a trip for a while. So it is possible that going on these spontaneous trips to travel the world, which is something that I guess Mew possibly never saw himself doing with golf, that is what is keeping him comfortable and happy at the moment. And of course, subconsciously he also knows that everybody is talking about them. Now, knighting cards. Woman and birds. A woman with a sense of nervous excitement. I think that's definitely fans. Wouldn't you say that? Definitely fans. Yeah, doesn't make me think of golf in this regard. Or Mew. Womanship. Travelling person. In that case it could be. Could be Mew. Or it could be golf, because he's travelled a lot recently too. Just for other reasons. Whip and incense. Where are we? Whip incense. Constant arguments that then have to be cleared from one's mind. So the constant arguments about destiny, constantly having to come back to the clearing card. Whip and birds, constant chatter on social media about them. But usually because it's the whip, constant chatter and gossip, harsh criticism. So it's not necessarily good things are being said. The bed and incense burner, having to cleanse even the bedroom or their comfort zone because thoughts are creeping in. And bed and spirit this way. Possibly, sorry, no, that's right. Possibly having trouble in the bedroom, or maybe even feeling like there's a ghost in the room, somebody watching them, or just knowing, having that intuitive feeling that something doesn't feel right, or that in this case with Tool, that Mew is meant to be with someone else, meaning Gulf. So always having that lingering feeling of doubt about him and Mew because of Gulf. Heart and spirit, like that. Tool knows where his heart lies. He knows what he wants. He knows that he loves Mew, but he also knows that possibly Mew's heart still remains with Gulf if they are destined, and that he will never be able to get as close to Mew as Gulf did, in a sense, because Gulf is his other half. You can't get any closer than that. No matter, physically or whatever. Doesn't matter if he's sharing the bed with him at the moment, whatever that could mean. That's still not as close as he was with Gulf. And then heart and ship. Exploring love, discovering love, traveling for love. Now, this could mean that they are at their happiest when traveling. Tool and Mew probably are at their happiest when traveling. Which would be explainable because that's really what Mew enjoys the most. Traveling. For what Tool can offer him. Okay, so talking about it all. This current trip Tool is on with Mew is mainly for the excitement of fans to make content for their travel vlogs, Woman and Bird. But it's also mainly for Mew to benefit from the break from life in general. So, Mew and Ship. Sadly, throughout these travel trips, things don't always go to plan behind the scenes, and just as they have a lot of good happy times, like this, they can also have a lot of tension, conflict, and arguments between them that they have to constantly clear the air with each other about. Now, there was an interesting tweet the other day. I can't remember who did it, but somebody was talking about how, just in general, when somebody puts a couples vlog up, they go by a script. They go by planning. You have to plan where the camera is, you have to plan what you're going to say, all these kind of things, and then of course you have to edit it afterwards, edit it all together. So with all senses of planning and organizing and editing and going by the script, there's going to be tension. There's going to be disagreements, there's going to be all that stuff that you would normally have, like, let's say with a work partner. You will have that tension. So it's not always happy, guys. It's not always happy. No matter how happy they may look on camera. But what's interesting is that most of it, in Tool's case, it seems, is all about Gulf. is the reason for most of their problems. Where was I? Which they then have to clear from their mind to continue making the content for their blog, which then their efforts to provide fan service or even just moments could be judged and made fun of or called fake. Now we all know that's happening. Which then causes more problems and possibly needing to clear the air between them even in the bedroom or in their comfort zone. Maybe even taking a break from each other. This card can also mean personal space, in other words. And maybe whatever happens in this personal space or bedroom doesn't last long for a reason. So, sort of similar to if you think of an incense burner, it doesn't burn forever. The smell doesn't last forever. That's kind of the gist I got with those cards together. Which could affect Mew, who is more suspicious-minded than Tool, or at least we think. Now, saying this all to you guys now of how insecure and everything he is, maybe he is a little bit too, but could affect both of them, we'll say, and possibly put them off altogether from doing anything of that nature and cause a rift between them once again. Meaning while the body is present, the mind and heart may be longing for someone else. Okay, so in summary, it seems that Tool feels that Golf is someone he needs to keep banishing and cleansing out of his and Mew's life, or possibly even just his mind. Because even the thought of him causes problems between them occasionally and makes him insecure. But he knows that he can never truly erase his existence from Mew's life because it was destiny that had them meet. And it is still destiny that plays a hand in constantly connecting Mew with Golf and constantly causing trouble and discomfort for him. And this karmic relationship, which is not meant to last, possibly. When he stops trying to banish Golf away like an evil spirit, destiny will take its course, and the flame of this karmic connection will be snuffed, gone, the same way an incense burner doesn't dispel a scent forever. So that's what I got from it, from this reading. Guys, please take everything you hear with a grain of salt. I am still learning, but like these things I get from the cards are based on like the basic meanings of all cards. It's not like I've made anything up. These cards can mean what I've said. It's really just up to you. I mean, if you see it a different way, by all means share it with me. Tell me what the cards say to you. And yeah, so that's it. That's the 9 card spread reading of how Tool is currently feeling about Golf. So even just this card and this card alone, and this card, if this is Golf or even Mew, he really has a lot on his mind when it comes to destiny, fate, what is meant to really be, and whether that is him or not. Whether he is in the right position or not in that regard. Okay. There you go, guys. Put it up here, maybe. So hopefully you could all follow along with that. Clear enough? What time is it? Oh, it's already been almost 2 hours. So I said I might do a live reading. I think I will. It's possible their trip is over now. They could be already heading back home. And also with Golf's kind of mixed messages, it was destiny that brought them together. It's the universe that still plays a hand in them. Yes, that's right. The spirit card, I'm telling you. This card in particular showing up really says something. Really says something. So, let's see what happens. If you guys could follow that easily enough, I was thinking I will share the astro clocks with you next. Maybe not individually. I think I might just skip to how they seem to connect with each other. Also, good news, my computer is possibly on the mend. We did find out that the person fixing it might be trying to pull a Swiftie on us, but my husband's got that under control. He never likes to be taken advantage of. If the computer comes back and still has problems, though, my husband he gave me a substitute. We got an old computer up and running in its place. Problem is, it's not the one I was using, so I still am a little bit handicapped when it comes to video editing and such. But, well, that could change. We'll see. But in absence of being able to do a video, I've got this. So instead of mask taping the cards to the fridge that way, since it all worked in the end, I have already ordered another deck of Lenormand cards, clearer ones, so that you can like straight away see what they mean. And I've also invested in getting these like little card slips that I'm going to put magnetic adhesive on the back of, so that they can be like fridge magnets. And then I'll be able to set it up, like even do a grand tableau spread on the fridge here for you, and be able to talk you through it all. So hopefully that will work in the future as well, and I'll be able to share all my readings with you then. I need a drink, sorry guys, hang on a bit. So when I started really like focusing on the destiny and the spirit card, that's when this vocal thing started happening. Anyway, okay. So if we're going to do a live reading now, we'll simply do the basic question. Oops. We'll do the basic question of, I better put this down here so you guys can at least see the cards being put down. Where am I here? Yeah, okay. Oh gosh. All over the place. Small workspace. Alright. So, let's see what the cards say now. Oh! Hang on a minute, what's going on there? Oh. I was going to say. It's a bit weird. Right. Give them a shuffle and let's see what the cards say now. So, we've had, I think we've had our fair dosage of Tool today. Let's go back to Mew. So, how is Mew currently feeling? How is Mew currently feeling about Tool? How is Mew currently feeling about Tool? So they're probably just finishing their trip. Could even be on the plane as we speak, or already safely back home. Who knows? the way they share things, not always in line with the time of happening. So, how is Mew currently feeling about Tool? All the excitement's over. If not already, they are heading back towards reality. So what are Mew's current thoughts about Tool? Don't get it soon, I'll do the 8 count. 1 or 2 cards, please. Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last chance. Oh, no, that wasn't a proper shuffle. Let me do one more. Okay. Okay, let's see what we come up with. Page of Pentacles. We'll pull 3 cards. I think 3 cards. Okay. So the 3 cards we got. Page of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and Ace of Cups. So, Page of Pentacles, upright. Manifestation, financial opportunity, skill, development, ambition, desire, diligence. This is how Mew is feeling about Tool currently. 8 of Wands, speed, rapid action, movement, swift change, manifesting quickly, quick decisions, air travel. Air travel! Oh my gosh! Fancy that coming up. Air travel. And they're possibly getting on a plane or getting off of a plane, or have done recently. That's crazy. It's things like that I'm really like, you know what you're talking about, cards. Air travel. Okay. And then we have Ace of Cups. Love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, new baby, proposal, marriage. Okay, so I have a feeling his mind is still on his trip, I think, from these cards. He's still sort of in his happy place, or perhaps he's looking back on all the happy time he's had on his trip. Possibly even so that he can tell the story to the world, you know, when he's asked how his trip was recently by the interviewers, you know, he's got it all in his head. Oh yeah, we did this, we did that, we had such a great time. You know, he's possibly in that state of mind right now. However, the Page of Pentacles, how he's seeing Tool right now. So it could be that he's seeing Tool as developing skill, gaining more financial opportunity for him or both of them, very ambitious and very diligent. So it could be any of those things, really. 8 of Wands, speed, rapid action, movement, swift change, manifesting quickly, quick decisions, and air travel. I think the air travel definitely stands out because they've just come back from a holiday or are on their way back from a holiday. Or are possibly going to another country. I don't know. I'm only saying the trip's possibly over because somebody said he's got a job or something tomorrow. But yeah, we don't know. We don't know. Maybe they're in between countries or something with that air travel. And then the last card, while it could mean new baby, proposal, marriage, like it said, it could also mean new feelings, spirituality, and intuition, which those 3 things could also mean anything in regards to what Mew's thinking. It could even mean something like he's got new feelings about how he's feeling about Tool. It could be that new baby or creativity. He's come up with a good solution for the future of how he can not sever ties with Tool, but still, you know, get back in alignment, possibly, if we're thinking that's what he's going to do. Or the other way round, he could be thinking of how happy he's going to be with Tool in the future if all their time and travel together is like the trip they just had. Could be something like that even. Although with what we just read with what's on Tool's mind currently, yeah, somebody's not communicating then.
I want Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig? Okay, hang on guys, I'll pull 3 clarification cards when I get back. I've got to watch time because hubby could be home soon. Alright, so 3 clarification cards. Let's get our trusty Lenormand cards back out. This could also help clarify what I've just been saying about 3 cards, because there's a lot of possibilities there still, so we really do need some clarification. Well, maybe I should do the tarot clarification as well. Yeah, maybe I should get some clarification on these cards first with the tarot. I think the card I really want to know about is the Ace of Cups. So let's get some clarification for the Ace of Cups. What is this Ace of Cups about? Is it positive for Mew and Tool, or is it positive only for Mew, mainly? What's this Ace of Cup about? Clarification on the Ace of Cups, please. What is Mew thinking about Tool currently with this Ace of Cups? Whoa, what have we got here? Oh my goodness. Okay. I think I got the clarification I needed. So we've got 2 cards just came out, by the way. So we got 6 of Cups and 8 of Cups. All water sign cards. How interesting. And gosh, that too. Okay. So first of all, 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups, upright, they're both upright, is familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing, childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia. And then 8 of Cups is disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. Okay, So also, if you put the 3 cards we pulled earlier, if you make it past, present, future, so in the past but recently, we'll say, he was seeing Tool financial opportunity, just to put it there. Currently, he's seeing Tool as, you know, speed, rapid action movement, swift change, manifesting quickly, quick decisions, air travel. I think currently he's not even thinking about Tool exactly. I think it's just air travel. Currently, air travel. And then in the future, how he thinks about Tool. Well, Ace of Cups. Now, with the 2 clarifying cards for Ace of Cups, which you heard me say that, it was specifically for Ace of Cups, we have familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing childhood memories, innocence, joy, and nostalgia. So, in the way Mew is thinking about Tool, he's obviously remembering the good times. And then with the 8 of Cups, disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. So what I said about the Ace of Cups, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, could be feeling a new way about Tool, love, compassion, creativity, new baby, so thinking of a new idea of how he can possibly sever ties, as I said, which you know, this is walking away in the future without doing too much damage, basically. Wow. Okay, so that's... And you saw these cards fall out by themselves, right, guys? Like, this is crazy. This is... And not just that, but this familiarity, it could even be, he may not be thinking about Tool. He might be thinking about the happy times he's had with golf, because this card happens to be Scorpio card. Like, I'm not kidding. Look, see, that's Scorpio right there. Specific Scorpio card. And then, which is Golf's Thai sign, sorry, lost for a while there. And then this other card, walking away. So this card happens to be Pisces card, which is Mew's Western sign, which also, like I've mentioned before, they're kind of both signs. They've got traits of both signs. And to me, looking back, I feel like Mew was more his Pisces self when with Golf. He's more Aquarius with Tool. So, yeah, Scorpio and Pisces. That's yeah. I see hope in those cards for MewGulf. Even though this reading was meant to be about how Mew was feeling about Tool. But yeah, that's okay. Somebody said something. Mew said 5-country trip and they've only done Germany and Portugal so far. Ah, that's what they've shown. That's what they've shown, Elizabeth. You know how it works. They don't always show where they are currently or what they're doing. Look, if you look at the map of Europe, which I did, to get to Portugal from Germany, they would have to either go through or fly over France. I don't think they would skip it. I honestly think the 5 countries they have in mind is possibly, if they're doing it like a Europe tour sort of thing, it could be Germany, France, Portugal, then 3 other possible, next to Portugal is Spain. So there's actually 4 other countries it could be. It could be Spain, it could be Netherlands, it could be, what was the other one? Belgium, or it could even be, God forbid, Switzerland. So who knows? Who knows where they actually have gone in the 5 countries that they were talking about. Or they could not be. They could just go to some other crazy country having to fly hours. But, you know, as we said, he has to be back for a job or something. So if they wanted to get 5 countries done in 5 days, it would be best to stay close. But yeah, let's see. Let's wait and see what they come up with when they come back and tell us where they went. Okay, so back to the cards. Let's pull these clarifiers now. Get some clarifying cards, clarifying Lenormand cards. Since we ended up doing 5 cards, we'll pull 5 cards. Okay? Pull a card for each tarot. So if no cards fall out on their own, I will do the 8 count. Give them a chance to first, though. Watch the time. I can't remember when my husband's meant to finish. He could be home soon, though. And most likely we'll be doing our workout when he gets home. Any of you guys who don't do workouts at all, like never have really had a gym routine or a workout routine at home, just like rely totally on daily movement, and just like back in the day I used to rely on going up and down hills every day to walk to work and things like that. Like I've never had a workout system that I've stuck to or anything, and it's only day 3 and my thighs are still hurting. Anyway, all for love, guys, all for love. Oh, there we go, there's one. I won't turn it up yet, I'll just put it on the card. Whoa! What you do for love. Usually what you do for love is you put yourself out of your comfort zone and you suffer. That's something that you do for love. But obviously in a healthy manner, not in a way like you sacrifice all your happiness and life for love. More like you put yourself out of your comfort zone for the sake of your other half. That can even be like when you're cuddling. I know personally for me, I'm almost never in my comfort zone comfortable, like physically comfortable when cuddling, simply but just because I'm so small and petite and he's not, and you know, it just it can be like that. But the fact that the cuddling itself though makes me feel comfortable enough. You know, I wouldn't trade it. I would still do it. I want more of it, in fact. I'd love to have more than I already have of that kind of thing. But I think he subconsciously knows that I do get a little bit squashed sometimes. But yeah, anyway, that's what you do for love, guys. You put yourself out of your comfort zone. And he's been loving it, you know. He's been praising he's been praising my efforts so far, which has really helped me not give up yet. And hopefully I won't give up. Hopefully I'll stick to it this time. Anyway, let's get back to focus, please. Focus on the cards. This isn't about me. We need 3 more cards, please, for these cards. We really need clarifiers for these ones because... Whoa, okay there. Interesting. Two more cards, please. 2 more cards. Whoa. You know what? I got 2 cards like that. I'll take them. Okay, flip these cards over. Okay, yeah, they're pretty... Yep. Alright, so just from a glance, I can already tell that these cards definitely harmonize with the tarot cards. So for Page of Pentacles, which was in the past but recently, Mew was thinking about Tool as he was manifesting financial opportunities, skill development, ambition, desire, diligence. He wanted it to work. We got the Star card. Hoping, wishing, manifesting. Exact match with what is said on that card. Couldn't be any more true. And I just noticed Page of Pentacles is an Earth card, which Virgo is an Earth sign, and it is also Tool's Thai sign. So that's how he was feeling about Tool recently in the past. He was dreaming, hoping, wishing, manifesting things to work out. Currently, well, we said that this was air travel, didn't we? Oh, but you know what? I've just seen this card is Sagittarius, which is Gulf's Western sign. My goodness, did I ask about how Mew is feeling towards Gulf or towards Tool with this reading? My goodness, so many. Okay, well, I suppose Sagittarius, which is Gulf's Western sign, air travel, manifesting quick, swift change, movement, speed, rapid action, quick decisions. If he's flying back to Thailand, he's flying back to Gulf, right? Makes sense. And the man card coming out, in this case the man would be Mew, right? Or I'm confused now. Well, let's just say it's a man and it's Mew. Let's just say it's Mew. So Mew is making speedy movement, rapid action, swift change, manifesting quickly, quick decisions, air travel. We'll say that. That's just them. Or this card could also be Tool, but it could just mean that, you know, as a man, he is traveling by air as well. He is moving quickly somewhere as well. So it could be that. Ace of Cups. Now this one was new feelings, spirituality, intuition, creativity, compassion, love. We got letter. We got letter with this card. Now if this card were talking about proposal, marriage, then this could be representing a wedding certificate. But since the other cards kind of clarified that we're not talking about marriage with Tool, I mean, it could be a future marriage, but not the one not the one everyone is expecting. But it could also be like a business letter, a business contract. It could even be, because the other card was walking away, it could be ending something. It could be ending a business contract with Tool. It could be ending a business contract with Tool, or ending any kind of written contract or agreement with Tool. It could be. It could be ending the engagement. Could be. Could be. Could be. Who knows? And then the cards that came out with the other two. So for this one, Six of Cups, this was the familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing, childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia. We got the Moon card, which is like the feelings card, the intuition card. So he's reminiscing and really feeling, deep feeling about all the happy times he had with either Tool or Golf, or both. It could be both, because as I said, it could be like he's had great time with Tool but it's time to go, or he's had a great time with Golf, or he's really missing the time he had with Golf and it's time to go. It could be either, but this card really matches with that. And then this card, this is really like, I can't make this stuff up, guys. You saw how the cards came out. You saw how I did it. Anyway, Eight of Cups. So this is the disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. And we got the key card. Now the key card is like, this is the key. This is the ticket. This is what will open up opportunities of something. So him walking away from whatever it is he's walking away from is the key to his happiness, his success, to his dreams coming true, all sorts of things like that. Wow, wow. Like this. Sorry guys, give me a minute. Ah! I never expect these on the spot live readings to go this way. And you know what Mew says? No expectations, no disappointments, right? Only happy surprises. Okay. Alright. Okie dokie. I should have taken a picture of that. Oh well. I know how it was spread out. Maybe later I'll remake it and take a picture. Can't take a picture anyway because I'm on the phone. I'm using the phone. Okay. Let's put these cards away. Now, should I dare do the other cards, the oracle cards. I didn't do a thing for MewGulf, did I? But honestly, I don't know if I have time. I think just that alone, because it included aspects that could lead back to golf anyway. I think that was a good roundabout reading, don't you? Because I've given you a lot of information in this live anyway, since I did the other two readings as well. So yeah, I think we won't ask any more questions. We'll just go with the oracle cards, just since we always kind of do. It's the way we work now. So we'll do the oracle cards. Oh, that was the right way. Blown away. Yeah, I'm blown away too, guys. Honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy, and like I'm so glad that these kind of spreads are happening for me, simply because then I can't deny it. I can't go back in my mind and say, oh, it was probably fixed. Or, oh, they might have been trying to appease someone they paid, or who paid them. I can't do that because it's me. It's me doing these cards. So it's just on a whole other level. It's so reassuring. Anyway. Oh, let's see. Let's quickly do this. Remember, there's blanks in here, guys. Keep reminding that. Okay. Maybe we can pull some quick ones from MewGulf from this too, after I've done the other. But let's see. We're not going to do Tool. I think I've really done enough of what's on Tool's mind right now. And maybe what's on Tool's mind right now isn't just because of golf then. Maybe it's also because he can sense that Mew is going that way already. He can feel Mew slipping out of his hands, so to speak. And even though they just had a really nice time on a trip, yeah, not gonna last. Not sure if that was meant to come or not, with what I was talking about at the time when that happened. He's possibly feeling that way about golf. Anyway, let me do this again. So how is Mew currently feeling about Tool, let's say? Oh, guys, look, it's all... Nah, I'll have to redo the whole thing because it's go if. I thought I had them all. Can't have that. Can't have that. No. Let's not. If they're meant to come out, they will come out again, guys. So let's just do that again. I know what they said anyway, so if you really want to know what they are, I can tell you. Let's try that again. How is Mew... Oh. How is Mew currently feeling about Tool? That's better. Now, see, that feels more like it. That feels like the resistance, I know. How is Mew currently feeling about Tool? Whoa! It flipped and I didn't see it. Okay. How? They must have all flipped over at the same time. That's no good. Just grab them all and put them at the bottom then. Come on, cards, cooperate with me. Gosh, everything else has gone so smoothly today. What's wrong with you? Come on. Just one more, please. One more card. Just one more. One more card, please. One more card, please. One more card, please. Come on, one more card. One more card, just one more card, please. Whoop. Blank. Okay. Right. So, the card we got before the blank. When I get a blank after a card, I kind of take that as that's enough. That's all you need to know. Anyway, the first card I got was, I think of you whenever I feel lost in my life. Now, this card could possibly be not as romantic as it sounds. It could just be... what is it? It could be because of what the tarot card said earlier, familiarity. It could just be that he's kind of used to having Tool in his life at this stage. So when he feels lost, he will think about where he stands with Tool. Something like that. But the blank card. So that could mean maybe he was thinking this way before and during the trip. So it could even mean, like, if he got lost on the trip, for example, if he got lost while they were doing stuff, he lost track of where Tool was or couldn't see him at a point, then he would think about him. Could be something as literal as that. And then currently or in the future, blank. Could be. Could be. Shall I pull another card in case? Let's pull another one just in case. I don't want to seem like I set that up because it did take me a while to get those cards. The cards before, I said I'd remember. Oh, one was I want to reach out to you. If that was about Tool, because at first when I first got it, that was the first card that fell out so very quickly and I hadn't even asked the question yet. If that had been about Tool, it could mean that Mew wants to, you know, reach out and talk to him about how things are, how things should be in the future, things like that. Or if it was for golf, obviously, want to reach out. And the other one, the other card was something like happiness radiates through your body, something like that. I can feel the happiness radiate through your body. So that could have even been about Tool as well. It could have been he knows how happy Tool is with him, or how happy he was on the trip, if you're talking current. But things could change anyway because we got the blank card. You don't want me to pull another card? You're happy with those? I kind of feel like I have to now, Cindy. Just that part of me that doesn't want to appear like I've fixed anything to, you know, fit a narrative or anything. Oh, I just really feel like I should pull one more card. One more. And then we'll go to the clarifiers. Then again, the clarifiers would probably... Alright, never mind, you're right. Let's leave it at that. I'll get the clarifiers out instead. They'll probably help. Wait, because really the third card I was about to pull was going to be a clarifier. So let's just use these other cards as clarifiers. By the way, I've got, with the other things I ordered, I also ordered a new Oracle deck that is not as sort of focused on the love side of things, so I will have a deck that probably feels more fitting and comfortable to use for the other couple as well in the future. Okay, so what's this I think of you whenever I feel lost in my life about? And the blank card. I want more clarification about what the blank card is actually. But either way, just what are these two cards about, please? Let's get 3 cards to clarify. Whoa. What do you know? What do you know? Okay, so remember this card, guys? Father wounds. Remember we got mother wounds and father wounds the other day? Got father wounds today. Alright. There's a lot of cards here, guys. The odds of that coming out again is like... I just showed you the lost card on the bottom of the deck. Lost! You know, because I showed that to you, now I feel like that card's meant to come out as well. So let's take that one. And come on, one more card. 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 Come on, one more card. One more card, please. One more card, please. One more card, please. What's this blank card about, please? I mean, that's a card for each of them, but I didn't pull a third for the other, so I really want a third card, please. One more card, one more card, one more card. One more card, please. Just one more. Just one more, please, please, one more. Alright, I'm going to count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did that? Yep. It flipped over in the deck, guys, sorry. Okay, so the 3 cards we got Lost, which I decided to take from the bottom of the deck because I showed you guys. So Lost, that really fits in with the card we just got. I think of you whenever I feel lost in my life. Lost. I feel lost without you. That really, really sounds like talking about on the trip to me, or possibly even in the past. Felt lost without him. Codependency comes to mind. Codependency comes to mind. Possibly he's become really, really attached with Tool since his burnout, and kind of it's not just hard for other reasons. It's also hard for him personally to let go of that familiarity and comfort he's got so used to. So, Lost. Father wounds. My father is a big influence on my behavior now as an adult. I have challenges with connecting to the divine masculine energy within me and externally. So this could also, again, like we mentioned in the other live, this could be about him being a divine masculine for someone else. This could be about him finding it hard to play the right role in this connection with Tool. No? Possibly switching back and forth between being the dominant or the submissive one. And it might just be making him feel uncomfortable in that way. Or it could even be Tool who's switching back and forth even, I'm not sure. And the third one, this one flipped in the deck, the last one I got. You're mysterious. I can never seem to figure you out. Sometimes I feel like you're hiding something from me. Never really know where I stand with you. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And that's the card that I think kind of came out with the blank. Okay, so, yep, okay. That's pretty interesting. I'm curious what tool feels, but I think I'll do that myself separately later maybe. Because I can see you guys, you want MewGulf, yeah, I know. Alright. Okay, let's go MewGulf. Let's go MewGulf. Happy thoughts. Positive. Let's end on a happy note. Positive. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Two of them. Oh, guys. I said MewGulf, didn't I? I didn't clearly ask the question, but I said MewGulf. I was saying MewGulf. I was saying happy thoughts, MewGulf. So I'll take it. So I got 2 cards here. We got my emotions for you are running deep. And I got we are a perfect match made in heaven. Wow. Okay. I'll take it. One more since we got... No, we didn't. We didn't get 3 cards, did we? Okay, so let's leave it at that. And now these ones. Now this is where it could get a little bit away from the happy high we just had there with these cards. But let's see. Oh, that's not right. That's still... What on earth? How did that happen? Okay. Let's go. If that card was meant for something, it'll come out again. How is Mew currently feeling about golf? Let's go. MewGulf. How is Mew currently feeling about golf? 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 MewGulf. How is Mew currently feeling about golf? How is Mew currently feeling about golf? 3 cards, please. How is Mew currently feeling about golf? How is Mew currently feeling about golf? How is Mew currently feeling about golf? Also, I just want to say that all we got in the other reading about him making his way back to golf and possibly walking away, we don't know when it's going to happen. It was in the future, so, you know, just putting that out there. Okay, so 2 cards have come out there. Interesting. Actually, that was that way. It came out that way. Or I saw them that way. That one first, that one second. Okay, and 1 more card, please. 1 more card, please. 1 more card, please. Just 1 more, please. How is Mew currently feeling about golf? How is Mew currently feeling about... Oh. Well, there's 3 cards here, but this one on top. Alright, look, I haven't seen the other 2 cards because it came out like that, so I'm just going to put those other 2 back and put that there, because that feels perfect. So, 3 cards, and the other 2 are there on top of the deck if you really want to know what they are. So, 3 cards. The 3 cards I got... I'll just remind you what these cards were. My emotions for you are running deep. We are a perfect match made in heaven. Now the other cards I got, my dreams. I've been dreaming about you. In my dreams we are so free and in love. Wish I could stay there forever. Wow. That really agrees with like so many readings I've seen recently about twin flames. Like, you may think that they've moved on and that they're happy, but they are seriously still thinking about you. They can't stop thinking about you. You're in their dreams. You're in their thoughts every day, when they wake up, when they go to sleep. My dreams. So, according to these cards, Mew has been dreaming about him and golf. Wow. Then the second card, finding myself. It was time I went within to find myself again. I like that it says again. That really sounds fitting for me. I need to figure out what I want out of life. I need space. Finding myself. So this card could be while it's saying he's finding himself and says I need space, that could be an indicator of that it won't happen overnight. It won't happen straight away. Good things take time, and he will need to sort of sort himself out after he takes that movement that we saw in the tarot cards, the possibility of him walking away. He will need to take time for himself to find himself again, to stabilize himself in the new situation. And then soon, this is the card that came out with the 3 and the 2 I put back. So soon, I'm going to contact you soon. This is MewGulf, remember? So it looks hopeful. It looks hopeful. Hang on. Don't shuffle, whatever you do. I'm curious what those other 2 were now, so let me just... Something to say... Oh my gosh! Again, guys, I told you I hadn't seen these cards. I really hadn't. I had not seen these cards, these other 2 that came out. And this one that just came out, both of them, actually, the 2 that came out with soon, they really fit with soon too, because soon is I'm going to contact you soon, and then something to say came out, which is there's something I really want to share with you. I'm waiting for the right time to tell you. Wow. And then the last card that came after that, I'm leaving. I'm ready to leave a situation or mindset that has not served me and hindered my growth. Now, if we hadn't got the cards earlier, I would say that that could possibly also mean that, you know, he's going to contact Gulf about, like, putting an end to us and their connection. But because of the cards we got earlier, with, you know, him walking away was the key to his happiness, and all the hints we got towards that being, you know, going back to Gulf and walking away from Tull, and I'm leaving, the situation he could be leaving, guys, oh my god, gosh, I've got to be careful not to, like, fully put my trust in only cards, but this is crazy. This is a crazy reading.
Let's do another Peppa Pig.
It could really be the cards playing out in front of us what's being said, what we've been seeing hinted in readings. I'm overwhelmed. This is crazy. So the whole thing I just went through earlier today with you guys about Tull feeling insecure, feeling like he had to banish Gulf out of his thoughts and life, like an evil spirit, and the intuition, that the spirit card, that destiny, fate, everything, and it just all fits together like a puzzle. It really does. And I've got to ground myself here. I've got to not get too excited here. This is crazy. Again, no, guys, we don't know when. We don't know when. It could take a while. It could take a while. This could even be seeing, like, way into the future. Like, but really, that's crazy. When you think about it, there's all these cards there's a possibility of all these cards coming out, and this line of cards is what came out. And I don't fix things. They come out on their own, and that's just crazy. Okay, so that was just MewGulf, right? That was MewGulf. Let's quickly see what's on the other side, how Gulf is feeling, because he could possibly be oblivious to all this if they really haven't been in contact, or he could be right on, you know, sync with it as well. So, oh gosh, a card came out and I haven't even... Let me just leave that one because we haven't done these cards yet. Quickly, come on, I'm certain I have to hurry up. Or he might finish, I don't know. It's possible he finishes at 9 and I've got a whole hour left, but I can't remember. Okay. Okay, how is Golf feeling about Mew right now, please? How is Golf feeling about Mew? 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 Come on, come on, come on. How is Golf feeling about Mew? 2 cards, please. How is Golf feeling about Mew? 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 2 cards, please. 2 cards, please. 2 cards, please. 2 cards, please. How is Golf feeling about Mew? How is Golf feeling about Mew? Oh, too many. How is Golf feeling about Mew? 2 cards. How is Golf feeling about Mew, please? How is Golf feeling about Mew? Calm down. Maybe the cards will give you if I calm down a bit. How is Golf feeling about Mew? How is Golf feeling about Mew? There's blanks too, guys, if he hasn't been thinking at all, if he's been too occupied with other things. How is Golf feeling about Mew? How is Golf feeling about Mew? Alright, I'm going to count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more card please, 5, 6, 7, last chance. What? Too many, too many, too many. Too many cards. Come on, come on, 1 more, just 1 more please. I'm going auto again. Let's just count to 8 again. So that was 3, 4, 5, 6, come on, 7, last chance, last chance. Okay, 8. Wow, that's the card that came out for Mew. My emotions for you are running deep. So both of them, they are in sync. As I said, my emotions for you are running deep. Wow, 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 wow. That's incredible. Twin flames indeed. Okay. And the second card, the first one that came out. Oh. I crave to be close by your side. Yep. Yep. That's beautiful. All right. And these cards, now I already had one fall out that I haven't seen, so I'm going to keep that one, because I'm pretty sure when I shuffled the cards they knew that I was talking about Golf. So how is Golf feeling about Mew? 1 more card, no, 2 cards please, 2 cards, 2 extra cards please. How is Golf feeling about Mew? How is Golf feeling about Mew? How is Golf currently feeling about Mew, please? How is Golf feeling about Mew? Emotions running deep and craving to be close to his side. What else? How is Golf feeling about Mew? How is Golf feeling about Mew? How is Golf feeling about Mew? How is Golf... Oh, wow. I'm not saying wow because I saw that. I'm saying wow because of just how it just landed on that other card. It's like it was meant to be there. Okay, and now we need another one because that's only 2, isn't it? Yes. Come on, come on. 1 more card, please. 1 more card, please. 1 more card, please. 1 more card, please. Just 1 more. Please, I promise. Just 1 more. I know you've done a lot of work. Just 1 more, please, deck. 1 more. Whoa. Too many. Come on, 1 more, 1 more, 1 more. Well, that's a way to get it. Okay. Right, let's see. Okay. Okay, right. 2 cards here that are a little bit interesting, let's say. Need time to heal. Right now I'm in a space where I need to focus on my healing and self-love. This isn't about you, it's about me. So this could be This could be my emotions for you are running deep. This could be like if we were to say like past and present, or present and future, or past and future. This could be my emotions for you are running deep, need time to heal. Could be how he's felt in the past. Or he may still be feeling that way. And this is where time comes into the matter as well, guys, because even if they are meant to be, if they're a match in heaven, etc., if they really are twin flames, they cannot reunite. They cannot come together as one until the right time. And the right time is when both of them are ready. So divine timing. So it could be that he's not ready yet. But it could also be that if it is meant to be, that as soon as Mew is really, really able to reach out the way he needs to make a, you know, wave of difference, a big impact, he will be ready. So there's also that to consider. This other one, playing games. This is a game to me, the way I'm acting, responding, or posting it to get your attention. Now this, I'm pretty sure we got this card from Mew in the last live reading, and I see this as they're playing games online. You know, all the links. I think it's possible that it's referring to that they see as a game. You know, how many times can they get a connection in a day? How many people will notice that they share in the same hour? That kind of thing, you know? And of course, if they are not aware of what they're doing with those connections, with those coincidences, then Gulf could feel like it's a game, you know, with him and fans that he's got no control over, really. But the way he acts and responds in regards to them, yeah, he sees it as a bit of fun. You know what I mean? He doesn't see it as dangerous or threatening. He sees it as fun. That's what I get from playing games. And Mew, he thinks Mew's happy. He thinks Mew's happy with Tool, or at least happy without him in his life, let's say. So yeah, I think that's like Gulf is staying on the positive side and just enjoying what there is, enjoying the little connection there is between him and Mew at the moment. I think that's what that card means. But it can also mean, you know, what it says, like he's not taking it seriously. Which, if that were the case, if it's Gulf who's not taking their possible connection seriously, if he's the immature one who is not ready for the connection, then as I said, there's time. There's time, because it's going to take time for Mew to do whatever he has to do to go towards that anyway. And then finally, the final card, No One Compares. Now this one really fits in with my emotions for you are running deep and I crave to be close by your side. No matter how many people I've met and experiences I have, there's no one who compares to you. So he also feels that from you. So, there you have it. Yeah, I think it's only fitting that possibly Gulf is not thinking seriously right this minute about his future with Mew in that way, simply because he's possibly already made peace with the idea that he could have a future with him platonically, a future with him as a friend, as a colleague again. But what he is not aware of, which is what's happening on the other side, is that Mew is very seriously thinking about, yeah, other things. So, or he may know, if they have been in contact, if they are secretly talking to each other, secretly meaning we don't know about it. I'm sure, you know, well, maybe even Tool doesn't know. I don't know. I don't want to really go into that, but you know, if they have been in some form of communication, even if it's only been through the signs, through the codes we see, through the happy hour moments and all that, that they could be aware of how the other's feeling somehow. So who knows? Who knows? I guess it's all about just waiting to see what the future brings now. As I've said before, like my astro clock readings really made them seem to sync what was happening for both of them this year from May onwards, which it's not May yet. So yeah, let's see what happens, guys. Wow, what an amazing reading that was. Okay, everybody satisfied? Oh, somebody wants to ask a dangerous question. Right, okay, what is it, Arissa? What is it? Go on, hit me. What is it? Is it a question for the cards? Because you better be quick about it if it is. Oh, Smith. I've already done, see, I could show you that too. Maybe next time. The next time I do a live, I'll go through this thing with what I got for that. Because, yes, somebody did ask, and I did do it. I just really haven't had the urge to share it with the world just yet. Especially because of the latest talk. Has anybody... I only saw one post commenting about it, and then I went to Twitter and didn't see any. But apparently there's rumour that Gulf is going to be returning to a role that everybody is familiar with and loves him for with Channel 3, and straight away people are thinking it's going to be a BL with Smith. Now my thoughts, because I didn't see the original material, this came third party, this came second hand through a fan. First of all, I'd like to know what he originally said. Like, what were the exact words he said? Did he say role? Did he say returning to a familiar role? Or did he say returning to a familiar genre? Because role makes me think of a character he's already been, a role he's already played. So, you know, that it could be, like, possibly even maybe Mame has Gulf returning as type in a future show or something. That's the first thing that came to mind, because you know how her stories all intertwine with each other. But yeah, when I saw the word role, I'm like, well, you know, if he were to do a BL with Smith, and that's what he's talking about, wouldn't that be more like genre, returning to a genre that everybody knows him for and loves? Not really role. I don't think it's role. I wouldn't get the same idea from him just saying he's returning to a role that everybody loves him for. And not only that, but that kind of, remember he was talking about a secret project and he's really excited because he thinks you'll be excited too? Like, to me, I think that's more possible, that it could be something like him returning to being type. That's just the first thing I think of. But it could also be him returning, like there could be a second season of another show he's already been in. Like another season of him being Gat. Or another season of him being the, what do they call them? Close to royalty gentleman. I can't remember the exact term, but you know the show, the latest show that he did with Channel 3. It could be another season of that, or a sequel, or something that's connected to that story where he would be that same character again. I can't even remember his name for that. But you know what I'm talking about. It could be that. It could be a return to that. Or what else? It's really, in a matter of role, that's like, I don't think movie, not unless there's like a second movie of that comedy he was in. So I would think, yeah, my first guess would be type, and then, yeah, Gat or the other, because he says returning to a role. But that's only based on the translation, guys, so it really depends what was originally said. So I'm waiting for more information for clarification on that. But yeah, I don't see him doing a BL with Smith. And I'll just tell you this, the reading that I did do about the matter of him being with Smith in any form other than just friend, both of them, how does Gulf feel about being with, about the possibility of being with Smith, and how does Smith feel about Gulf? Both of them, the same card came up, the same tarot card came up, not the Lenormand card, the tarot card came up, the Tower came up for both of them. Both of them got the Tower card right in the center of things. And to me that kind of means they both know it would be a disaster, it would spell calamity, trouble, you know, a storm. A storm would come for them going any further than friendship. Possibly they see it, you know, based on people, based on fans, or it could even just be that, you know they're only meant to be friends, and that's as far as things go. Also, the other card, so Smith towards Gulf, there was a Ten of Cups, which is like the full fulfillment, but that was in a position of past, and like, for how I read it, it was like that's what he thought maybe in a fleeting moment that he could have with Gulf, but then quickly reality hits with the Tower, and yeah, and because it's only that way, it's only one way, so it really made it seem like if there was anything there, if there is a possibility of there being anything there, any lingering feelings, it's only one way from Smith to Gulf. Gulf doesn't feel that way. None of the cards I got for Gulf towards Smith were that kind of vibe. Anyway, what I'll do is next time, like I said, I'll put it up here and I'll explain it all to you guys, since you're so curious about it all. Also, before I got into reading like this, I saw someone else do a reading like almost a year ago about the possibility, and yeah, he said not happening. He said that they're very good friends, very good colleagues, and Smith would play a part in Gulf's life that was like getting him past a traumatic time, or a sad time in his life. That could have already passed, since it was a year ago that reading was. It could have been the sad time of, you know, this period, last year, all the way up to now, of what's been happening with the other couple. It could have been that. And that could have already passed. So, who knows, who knows. But in the end, he said, no, definitely not going beyond friendship, just a very strong friendship. Or that could have even changed too, because other readers have said that they've had a very big fight in the past, apparently. There's all sorts of things, guys. You know, I won't say who said what, but another tarot reader was saying that there was a fight, they had a really big fight between them, and it was a fight about MewGulf, basically. It was a fight about his past with Mew, or possibly even present, who knows, but it was about Mew, and Gulf was defending Mew. So, who knows the truth. These are all things we're getting from cards, guidance from cards. So, you know, none of what you hear in these videos and live should be used as upright gossip and rumor to share with your friends. You know what I mean? It's not like that. You should really, if you're going to tell people what you hear from me and other tarot readers, you should only do it to people who also believe in the cards, and you should only do it like through DM or through closed groups. Like, I know this is out live to the world, but, you know, in the end, I'm a reader. I read what's put in front of me, I read the cards, and they can either take what I say with a grain of salt and think that there could be some truth to it, or they can walk away and think I'm nuts and stay away from me because I belong in an asylum, you know, that's it. But if they say anything, they get blocked. That's what happens, and it's been happening already. I've been pretty happy with how clean everything has stayed. I haven't been contacted by child protection or anything legal for that matter, you know, the way they've been threatening me in DMs. I don't see, you know, it's not straight out fact. It's not like I'm saying this is proof or evidence of something that is happening. All I am doing is sharing my thoughts on these cards with you. That's all I'm doing. So really, there's nothing you can't really say I'm doing anything wrong, right? It's not me who makes the cards say what they say. It's not me who makes it not be in the favor of the favored couple of the world and media right now. That's not my doing. But, you know, such is life. We just have to wait and see what happens. But I am very, very strong right now in the belief of MewGulf being twin flames. Very much. Very much. Alright, I'll leave it at that, guys. Thank you for joining me. And like I said, yeah, next time I will, I'll share with you about the other possibility, since everybody's so curious about it. Best I do it now before any future work, if it is going to be that way, isn't it? It's best I do it now before it happens. It's just haters hoping you disappear. Yes, thanks, India. But I feel you're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, you just joined, Rennie. I'm sorry, I'm just about to leave. You'll have to go and watch it all again. But it's really interesting. It starts off a little bit boring, I think I can say, because I'm teaching you. I'm sort of teaching you very awkwardly how I read a 9-card spread. But then hold on for the rest of it, because this video, the reading in this video, the live reading in this video was out of this world crazy, really. Okay, so enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, take care, Waanjai you all, bye bye.